I'm gonna start the webinar.
Start it.
Mute money mora.
Hmm?
Mute kadi mora. Hey guys, thank you for joining. I will start soon. Wanna let everyone join, and then we can all start. So please stand by, and we'll start pretty soon. Basically, give us a couple minutes. Thank you. Guys, I see your questions that you cannot hear us, but we didn't start yet, so you're definitely going to hear us. Do you hear us now? If yes, just say yes if you want to, but we were not speaking yet. We're gonna start at 8:05 after 1 minute.
After 1 minute. We'll start in 1 minute.
Yeah. Good. Thanks, Saleha. Now we are officially starting. Thank you for joining, everybody. We're super excited to see you all. I know it's Sunday and you took some time from your weekend and joined here. Matt, I'm sorry, my name is Farouk, and we have your name.
My name is Umed. His name is Farouk. He always wanted to be Umed, probably. That's why he's saying that.
Yeah. So why did you join today, guys, here, right? And what are we going to cover today? So based on what you might see right now on the screen, what we're going to cover today is what do we do, why QA testing is good. We're going to hear about our program, about our mentors, scheduling, pricing, and the main part, I think, in this orientation is when we invite our success stories to talk about their experience, what they went through while studying with us.
And we call them Tojtech stars.
Tojtech, I call them Tojtech superstars.
Superstars.
So while we are talking through this orientation, guys, you can use Q&A section in the Zoom and ask your questions if you want to. but majority of the questions will be answered throughout the orientation. And if we didn't cover something, you definitely please post those in the Q&A, and we will come to them at the end of this orientation. So once everything's over, we're gonna leave time to make sure that we answer all the questions. So with that in mind,
Let's get started.
let's get started. So why QA? Why someone has to come to QA, man?
This is probably one of the questions that we get asked a lot, right? And this one is somewhat pretty straightforward. A lot of times we're probably thinking, look, first of all, what I'm about to say next is by no means saying that one job is better than the other, right? Or some jobs are bad or anything. We all have started somewhere. We all have started probably working at restaurants, driving Uber, or whatever else we might be doing. But the reason people want to get into IT, and especially through a QA route, is because one, it's a lot easier than becoming a hardcore developer, right? And it's a fact. It's not a secret, and it's not bad, right? It's not something that you should be ashamed of or anything. It's actually one of the critical positions within every organization, right? It's the QA team, because the QA team's job is to make sure that every application or software that your company is developing is actually being tested properly and it's working.
Actually, software testing it's one role within the tech companies or any company that develops technology or applications. Like any app that you have on your phone, they go through testing. Nothing goes out without the testing. Majority of the time, if something goes out with testing, then what happens is if it breaks, then users just don't use it anymore. So companies who invest millions of dollars, they don't want to waste those $1 million because of one issue or bug that can happen with the application on which they spend so much time. That's why software testing is really important pillar on which the applications stand. But okay, go ahead.
Before you move on, one important also example, right? Think about it. You have probably used an application, right? Downloaded on your phone, or maybe like went on your computer on a browser, but it was not working properly. It was throwing errors, or it was just not pleasant to work with, right? You probably just deleted that, or you've never used that, right? That is why QA positions are extremely important to be able to deliver a successful product, right? Your customers love.
Imagine you open your bank account and it shows $0. Well, of course, if you have $0, then it's not a problem. But imagine if you had thousands of dollars there and it shows zero. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be in panic mode. People are gonna do a bank run, and the bank's gonna collapse. If everybody start running the bank and start taking the money off because they're seeing $0. And it could be just a glitch. And those glitch happened before. I mean, there's a lot of historical glitches that you can even Google yourself. That also imagine the airports. Recently, there was an issue actually, then glitch in a system that schedules the flights, and all the flights almost were canceled. So just because of one software glitch. But what I want to tell is that testing job in IT is not something new. Testing is across all the industries. If you go and buy medicine, it goes through testing. You buy some clothes, it goes through testing.
The water that we're
the water bottle you
Yeah.
drink, it goes through testing. So testing is not just something within the software world, it's across all the industries. And also in your daily life, you are a tester by the nature. You are testing everything that you do. When you cook the food, you try it before giving it to everybody else.
Yeah.
When you are small, when you were little, or if you have kids, they are the best testers in the world. The curiosity that they have is just out of the world, right? Those are real testers. And that's why we have testing abilities in our DNA. But by the time when we grow up, we just lose it a little bit. And that's what this job is about. Uh, you test the softwares, you implement your curiosity and creativity and make sure the software works well. So that's what QA is. And the QA stands for quality assurance, right? You assure the quality of something. So on our slide, Amit,
Yeah.
we have a couple points here. One of them is high demand. I bet you right now people thinking, I think we've got those questions also, right? What's going on with the market? Why market? Is it still good? Is it bad? Is it really in high demand, or are you just guys making this up, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this elephant in the room.
Yeah.
What's your opinion about it?
Yeah. I mean, look, my opinion is Tojtech's opinion. We've been very open about this. We've talked about this many times, and in our public channels as well, right? In our previous orientation, we discussed the same thing as well. One thing we have to understand, we have to look back at the history of it for a quick second. So let's get a slice of COVID period, right? You remember those periods
The gold
where
rush.
if you had a friend, the gold rush, exactly. If you had a friend or a family member that studied with us during the COVID time, I can almost guarantee you they had multiple job offers, right? We've had Tojtech students that have had 7 offers. Some people worked multiple jobs. What it did is kind of like screwed that perception that everybody gets a job, everybody gets multiple positions or multiple offers, and they can work multiple jobs. Well, the reality is, it was only during COVID where everybody was just hiring randomly here and there, right? Like there was an overhiring. And then post-COVID, when things started to get normal, companies realized that, look, we hired way too many people. We don't need this many people in the organization. And then they started laying off people. But also, one critical piece that we need to keep in mind is a lot of the people that actually did get laid off, it was probably because they were not the best resource, right? It's probably because they were not contributing as much as the next person in the company that did not get laid off.
Unless the company went down fully, that's a different story.
That's a different, I agree. Um, yeah, so that was the biggest thing. But now the market is like a pre-COVID era, right? We were in business pre-COVID. We have started this business many, many years ago. So we know what pre-COVID looks like. And we know what post-COVID looks like because we're here now, right? We've been in business. So getting a job is not easy. And it's also not hard. As long as you study, as long as you work, as long as you pay attention and kind of follow all the instructions that we give you, right? You'll be successful. And you probably have friends that recently got a job, few months ago got a job, right? And now you're here because of them, and they are our example, right?
Yep.
They are
And
our success story.
we also should look at what happened to the market after, like, because I mean, last year was a little bit rough also, right? Because the market was shaking and
Yeah,
there were too many people in the market. So what happened is after those 2 years after the COVID, when the layoffs happened and the market was oversaturated with candidates, what happened with majority of them who got into IT during COVID only, and they never worked in IT pre-COVID, they just gave up. Majority of them gave up
yeah,
looking for the job. They went for trucking. If they in different countries, they did do something else. So I believe right now it's the best time to be in the market because you don't have that much of competition anymore. But the competition that you have is the strongest one. So that's why in order to succeed nowadays, you have to be strong. You cannot just be mediocre and pass interviews and get the job easily. Like we should leave those la la lands that we during COVID. COVID was something different. So we came the pre-COVID area. We've been in the market during the time ourselves. We know how it is, and it's exactly the same thing. And majority of people also they only look for remote jobs, which is another problem that and the mistake people do. There are a lot of office jobs and hybrid jobs, and a lot of companies actually they advertise themselves as a in office, but then they offer you remote job.
yeah,
That happened to us also. Like we've had
yeah,
recently students who had this situation. So and by not knowing these market conditions and information and just relying on the news from the media, of course, the perception of how the market is actually changes and it puts fear in the people. And don't forget, media is to put fear into you. But there are a lot of industries that also had layoffs, but nobody talks about that. It's just the competition is different and you have to become different also. So in Tojtech, we're not just bootcamp. We don't just give you information from the books. We give you the real example, how are you gonna do this job at the job? How do you talk at job? So you pass the interview, so you feel like that you are been working in this industry for a while. Uh, so with that, I have another question to you, man. Why not study the same thing online, like somewhere on Udemy or through ChatGPT? What makes this different than studying online on your own?
Yeah. In my opinion, right? Studying online, like for example, like Udemy courses, there are a lot of really good courses, by the way, right?
Yep.
And I've gone through like a lot
Me
of
too.
different courses myself. It helps person improve. But I look at them as like, think of it like a book, right? That you read. It's good. It gives you knowledge, but is it the real world, right? Probably not. And that's where the differentiation comes in between a boot camp like ours, for example, where we have mentors that are constantly working with you. And most importantly, mentors are actually working in this industry, right?
Yep.
And we give you real life examples, real life interview questions, how to answer those interview questions, how to present yourself, how to build your resume, right? Most importantly, those Udemy courses or ChatGPT, right, can't really help you get a job with 5, 6 years of experience at the end,
Correct.
right? Where we do, right? This is one of the main parts within the whole bootcamp.
And that's a reason, like some of you might be thinking, like, oh, am I gonna get certificate at the end of this course? Let me be honest with you. I can print you the certificate. You can print the certificate yourself and then hang them around your room. I don't like the courses that gives you a certificate because unless you are improving the skill that you're working at right now. For example, if you're a developer and working for the company, then you go and take some machine learning courses. Great, those are good. But the courses that offer you, we're gonna give you a certificate of finishing. Okay, what that certificate gives me if I don't have any experience in this field? Is it gonna help me get a job? Probably not. You still can do that. You can still apply as a junior position roles with no experience in your resume. It's still possible. You can get 30K a year job as a start and grow in the career. Or you can choose one of the mentorship course like ours and go as a mid-level and senior engineer
Yeah.
and start with a high-paying salary.
Yeah. And last point that I want to make before we go back to our slides is there is a published article now, and you guys can Google it. I think it's called Hiring Trends between like senior and junior level. I don't know if you saw this, Farouk, or not. But the hiring trend for junior folks, right, out of college or people with like 1 or 2 years of experience is just significantly down. Whereas hiring for senior people, right, so with 5, 6 years of experience, is significantly up. And you guys can see this. It's not our article, right? So you can consider these. And that is exactly what we
I
focus on.
actually recently somebody called me and they said, "Oh, I've studied cybersecurity online myself, to taking some courses," and he was asking me some advices. And look, guys, if you know me personally, you can always call me, call Matt, even if you're not taking courses, to ask advices about how the market, because we are in this industry and we know from inside what's going on. So he asked me like, "Hey, what's the chance of me getting the junior position at least?" And because I've been applying for a while and it's not working, nobody's calling me. I gave him some advice what to change in his resume. His resume wasn't that great also. So I asked him to change some stuff, but at the same time, I went to job searching websites because I was curious, like, how is the market with the junior positions? There was almost none. The junior positions are getting wiped off just because of AI. Now, let's talk
Yeah.
about another elephant in the room, AI. Is it gonna take your job over? Like, isn't QA gonna be done by AI? And I would like to say that with AI, demand in QA actually much stronger right now because AI hallucinates a lot, guys. Again, if you look only at the media and you're not in this industry from inside, you might not know the reality. But the reality is AI doesn't write the best code. And the companies who laid off people to exchange them with AI start hiring them back. I think we posted that article in our Bootcamp group. You can go and read about it. And the last part after AI, why the market is right now good because of the new initiative, H-1B visas.
Ah, yeah.
$100,000 a year, it's already cutting a lot of heads off, and people start hiring. Why to pay somebody 100K overseas, bring them here and pay again another 100K salary when you can pay somebody 100K here? So demand definitely gonna jump and skyrocket from here onward. And we're already seeing it. A lot of people from our courses getting a job. And the beauty about our course is that we don't have a big groups. We have it so we can have a chance to work with you individually. We do not bring 100 people into the courses. We try to keep our courses small and consistent. So with that, you guys gonna have in this industry career growth, right? You don't just stay as a QA, you grow in this position. You can choose multiple ways to go to. You can become developer, you can become product owner, or you can go within the QA pathway. For example, us, we've started as a regular QA engineers. I'm right now head of QA at one of the biggest blockchain crypto firms, level one. Umet, you're also the head of QA right now. But we all started as a QA managers. We started as a salary low, but now we're getting head of QA salary. So the beauty of this job is that you don't just stay in one level. You don't get paid the same salary every year. The beauty is that every year, if you excel your skills, your salary gets higher, your career growth gets bigger, and which brings also great pay, great
Benefit, right? If
benefits.
we go to the slides for a second, right? Obviously, we have a lot of you get a lot of benefits, right?
Yeah,
You have flexibility. Now there are jobs that are remote. There are a lot of jobs actually are hybrid. What means is a couple of times a week you're in the office and a couple of times a week you're from home.
that's what you
You
do, right?
that's what I do, right?
I'm
Exactly.
fully remote for now, so
You're fully remote. Right. We have a lot of students that are fully remotely
correct.
working, right? So, and yeah, I mean, and most importantly, you don't need any prior experience. We're here to help you.
Exactly. And that's what the beauty of this course is, that you don't need prior experience. And if you still think that, oh, I need a computer science degree, I must know how to code, or it's too late for me to start a new career, those are all myths. You don't have to be a computer scientist. You don't have to be even good at math. I'm not good at math. And to get to this industry. And that's why the QA is one of the easiest way to get into IT industry. But at the same time, it's hardest also because you need to study. You need to get that level to pass the interviews.
Yeah.
And by being on your own, unfortunately, it's harder, which is still possible, but it's harder. So with that, they don't need any computer science degree. They don't need to know how to code. What do they need? Do they need anything?
You need a laptop. You don't have to buy a new one. If you have a laptop that works, that's probably going to work. There was a question about
Chromebook,
Chromebooks
yeah.
in our channel, if you guys have seen this. Unfortunately, Chromebooks are not going to be useful, right? You're not going to be able to use Chromebook because there are a lot of different tools and like applications that you will be learning throughout the course, and Chromebook is not going to help you. So if you have any laptop, doesn't matter if it's Mac or Windows machine, you're fine. If you
I think just to touch up on what else they need, right? You guys need energy
uh,
because the class is going to be at 8 o'clock in the evening. You need to have
enthusiasm,
enthusiasm,
yeah,
work authorization, green card, or citizenship. No degree or diploma is required. If you have those first three things, then you should be good to work in America because the main thing is we're preparing you to get a job in the United States. Uh, the question also usually that we get asked is, what about if I'm overseas? if you're planning to come to America, great, but there are jobs outside of the America too, so you can target those markets, such as the country that you're at or Europe, depend which location you're at right now and what's your relationship with other countries are. For example, if you're in Russia, unfortunately, you won't be able to get a job anywhere in Europe and America because of all these sanctions. If in North Korea, the same problem, right? Or Iran and etc., Afghanistan. So if you're in other countries, you should be good to go. But the only thing is the classes are still going to be at the same time as New York. It's going to be, you have to kind of juggle between the
Yeah.
timing.
And then last thing, a lot of people ask about English,
Yeah.
right? And here's what we'll tell you. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to have a degree in English literature. As long as you've been listening to this orientation and you've been understanding what we're saying, some of the technology terminologies you might have not understood, and that's totally fine. But as long as you can understand us and you understand what we're saying, what we're explaining, that's it. That's basically your test of English right now. But also, our next week, like our first week, is completely free. And we'll make sure to let you know if we feel like your English might not be at a level that we want you to be because you're going to have a hard time studying. We will tell you up front, right? And we've done this throughout our experiences, and we'll make sure to do this because it is not unfair for us to tell you, look, you can come and do it. But in reality, if we feel like you might not be able to make it, we'll tell you right away.
At the same time, we've had people whose English wasn't that great. And also, I received some calls about the same question. Oh, what about my English? Let's say I tell them the same thing that what you said right now. One thing is that I would like to point when we come to you after the free week and we tell you that, look, you need to work on your English. This is going to be the problem throughout the course. Don't take it personal that I'm or somebody from the mentors are attacking you, that we're insulting you. No, we're just trying to help you. But at the end, the choice is yours because we've had situations where someone's English was not that great. They didn't go to market after 3 months, before our class was for 3 months, and then they didn't go to market right away. They took their time, but they were studying and they're studying hard because they were studying English and the materials that we were providing. So they were going through extreme. And those people succeeded. But we also had situations that people promised to do things, but they've never done it. And they be like, look, I don't know how to do it, and they just drop. And that's what we call unfair because I kind of feel bad also that you spend money and then you decide to drop because you didn't spend time on your English. But at the same time, also people who had good English,
Yeah.
but they didn't study. So that's why the first thing that we said is you need to have motivation, energy, because you will have to spend time to study, to restudy, right? To repeat the material because from our end, we give our 200% to give you all the information, everything that you need. But remember that throughout this course, you're going to be consuming the material of the 5 years. So you have to be ready for that.
Yeah.
And what exactly you're going to study is in our next slide that Umed going to slightly touch up.
Yeah. This is one of those slides that has a lot of terminology. But this is basically going to be your life if you decide to continue and take the courses with us. The way we structure this, right? It's kind of like broken down per mentor, per class. So you have fundamentals, you have finance classes, you have backend testing, which kind of encompasses a lot of things like SQL and database, Unix, API testing, mobile testing. We have a lot of different tools that we use. Some of them are going to be Jira and Zephyr.
What is the biggest change this batch?
I'm right about to get there. So the biggest change that we're doing, right? We obviously touched about on recaps that are going to be on Saturdays with your mentor Naeem, and you guys will get to see the pictures of all the mentors in a second. But the biggest change, just as always, we try to improve and we try to stay current with the most up-to-date market needs, and it's on our automation front, right? So there are, first of all, we don't prepare for manual QA. If there are bootcamps that prepare for manual QA, don't go there. It's barely any jobs, barely anybody hires a manual QA these days. Automation is the way to go, and we've done this for the last many years now, right? Automation. So the biggest change in automation in the past, your friends that gotten a job, you can ask them, they were studying Python. Even before that, it was Java, but the market changed. Currently, the most up to trend and the most on demand is Playwright. Playwright is from Microsoft. And the biggest and the coolest part with Playwright is what we teach is how you're going to integrate it with AI and how do you use it to make yourself even more productive and contribute to your company and to your team greatly with the AI tools that are going to be taught throughout the class. And obviously, the programming language that you'll be learning is going to be JavaScript and TypeScript. So,
And throughout the course, we will be also using AI, guys. So AI is a trend. The biggest issue with AI is that people use it to replace their brain, which is a big, big, big problem. What we're going to teach you how to use it properly in your job. The way we're using it, I use AI every day.
yeah,
So AI helps a lot. It's a great tool if you know how to use it. If you use AI to replace yourself, then unfortunately, there's nothing can be done, right? And you have to avoid it. So you should not be just like, oh, let AI do it and not to learn anything. So that's why we will try to teach you throughout the course how to use AI properly as well.
how to make AI to be your assistant, basically.
Correct. And that's what a lot of companies actually struggle with, right? And that's where you see the drop in productivity, a lot of issues that happens in the softwares because somebody just blindly accepts whatever the AI does. And you can read online, there's a new title called vibe coding.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who did vibe coding, meaning, what does it mean? It means that somebody just tells AI to build something. And a lot of companies come up with those. But with those companies and those apps, a lot of issues came up too. Security problems, bugs, the data being naked and
Information being leaked.
information is being leaked. So it's really a big concern nowadays. And that's why the companies even the AI that they use, it's limited. You cannot just use AI crazily as you would do in your phone, the ChatGPT. It's super controlled. So you need to know how to use it as well, how to be cognizant about what information you give it to it, and etc. So big companies, the one that we're preparing you for, also they're not that crazy with that because they know the danger of AI too.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, go ahead.
just the last point, since we are touching AI here, we're talking about how QAs can use AI, but a lot of the AI tools are actually a lot more tailored towards developers, right? Engineers that are actually building. Now, our job is to test. It actually is more important to have QA teams, to have more proper testing going on and happening within the software, because all of the engineers are using a lot of AI tools. And a lot of times, just like you were mentioning, right? Those AI code may not be the best.
Right.
That's why it becomes important, even more important now to have a QA in this age.
Correct. The only
So,
time, and I say it to a lot of people who ask me this, what about AI? Is it not gonna replace you? My answer is to them this. The only time, and it's my humble opinion, guys. The only time that AI gonna replace all of us when AI going to use the product that is developed. As a QA engineers, our job is to represent users who's gonna use those products that being developed. So if the product is used by AI, then it's okay for AI to test it because AI knows better how the users think.
yeah.
Don't forget, AI is a machine, zero and ones. At the end of the day, it doesn't have that emotions as you would have when you touch the application. So that's why it's more crucial to have good QA engineers in a team than before, and companies know about it. So now, with all the information that we showed you right now about what you're going to learn, also one thing that you also might have a question is, why should I come to your bootcamp? There's so many bootcamps out there that teach QA engineering, right? And I would say the biggest difference between us and others is finance part, because we prepare you to become QA engineer in fintech world. where majority of the other courses, they prepare you to become QA engineer in e-commerce, which is built right now by AI mostly also, right? So that's what the big difference is, and that's why we think that fintech is still safe, really predominantly from AI, because nobody wants to put their money into risk and give it under control to AI. And fintech is heavily regulated with what you can do and what you cannot do. So that's why having real Q engineers is really important and knowing the information. If you go even to e-commerce after learning about fintech, you will have higher chance to get a job than somebody else. So
Yeah.
with that, who is going to teach all of this? People that you see on the screen. Two of us you already know, Farouk, Umed, but we also have Rustam, who is going to teach you the backend part of our courses, which is SQL, API, mobile testing, Unix, and how to work with the backend system. We have Tohir, our recent LC actually graduate, who were studying for us, who were studying with us, and now he's our automation teacher because his skill sets are out of this world. The company that hired him, they just love him, the way he develops, the way his explanation is, right? So we have the new person, Tohir, who's joining our team. Congratulations and welcome, Tohir. And we have Naim, who you're gonna meet during Saturday classes, who will teach you it's more going to be like more mentorship, how to teach you to study well and how to organize properly the groups and help you to get ready for the interviews that we're going to have down the line. It's going to be combination of recaps plus guidance. So the Saturday classes that you're going to meet Naim, he's our mentor on that day throughout this course.
Well, you guys will actually get to see Naim in towards the end.
Yeah. So if you stay with us, you're going to see him during this orientation. So scheduling. When you guys gonna meet all of these mentors that you saw on the screen? Our scheduling is like this. The classes last, guys, 6 months, first of all. That's the biggest change that we made. We started as a 3 months bootcamp, then we moved to 4 months, and then we decided to make it 6 months. And the reason is because during the 4 months and 3 months classes, the classes were almost every day at 8 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the evening. And people had hard time at some point, which is like, we need to rest sometimes. We have family to take care of. So what we decided is not to lose value of the course that we're providing, not to lose the valuable information. We had to extend the course to 6 months, but make it 3 days a week. So you guys have time to study, plus to do your own things that you do on the side, right? Your own personal life.
Yeah, we used to be 5 times a week,
Yeah.
right? Which is good, but also at the same time, it was bad. Bad because a lot of our students complained, like not complained, but more like, look, we
Tired.
get it. You get tired, you have life, you have family, you have responsibilities, right? You can't be spending 5 days out of the 7 day week with us. So we want to make sure you have your own time that you can focus on your family, on yourself, and most importantly, study. That's why the new schedule. So Monday, Thursday, Saturday, 8 p.m. Tomorrow.
Eastern time, New York time, guys. Don't join California time.
Oh, that's true. We do have people from California joining today. So, one most important note, free week. We actually pride ourselves on having free week because we want to make sure we give you the opportunity to join our classes, to see who the mentors are, how do we teach, what do we teach, how do we work with you, and how do we work with all the people. Now, and also, free week is important for us. We want to see the people, we want to see the groups, we want to see how people are trying or not trying, paying attention or learning or not learning at all, so that we can also tell you if you want to continue, you have to improve in these areas, or we might even tell you, I'm sorry, but please come back next batch, right? Or come back when you're ready, kind of thing. And at the same time, it is completely free. You will see, we'll post a link, you will join. Nobody's going to ask you any payment, nobody's going to ask you any information of yourself. All you have to do is just join. What is important though, if you are joining, because some people already reached out to reserve their spot so that they want to stay and kind of like they are already 100% sure they're taking the course. For people, free class does not mean we're not going to teach you the whole thing. We are going to be teaching you just like it was a paid class. And all the material that we are going to go through, it is important. And we build on that, on those material week by week. And you'll see when you join as
So
well.
those who continue that information that you take throughout the first free week, it's really important because it's not just, oh, I'm going to join and listen, and if I say continue, they're going to repeat that material. No, that's an actual class. It's just some people are just going to drop,
Yep.
and some people are going to continue, and the information is going to build on that information. So no obligation, guys, no strings attached. Just join, experience us, ask your questions, and we can work together at the end and see what happens. So first free class starts tomorrow. And that's a perfect day tomorrow because it's a Columbus Day. Some of you might be off 8 o'clock in the evening. I will be your mentor tomorrow, so I'll see you there live and we can interact, we can talk to each other, and you can experience firsthand how our program is, and we're gonna be experiencing how you guys are because throughout the first week, I will ask you questions. So the first class is over, right? The next class when we meet on Thursday, I will be asking questions about the information that we covered in first class because I now need to know if you guys are paying attention, if you actually studied, right? And that also shows your seriousness if you decide to continue. That's why it's important if you join tomorrow's free week, make sure that you pay attention and ask your questions about the material that is covered. The way it's going to work is after this orientation, sometimes in the midnight, we're going to be posting the free week group link in our main Bootcamp channel. And if you're not part of the main Bootcamp Telegram channel, please, we're going to have a link at the end of this presentation. Join it because all the communication happens through Telegram. So we're going to post the free link group. Join that group to access the first free week class. All right. So we will post the link to the free week group. Just click it. You're going to be joining the free week group in Telegram. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the evening, I'll post the first Zoom session link in that free week group. You click on it and I will see you live. Make sure that you're going to have your videos on, you have your audio set up so we can talk to each other, then we can interact with each other. The classes are interactive, guys. They are not just me or Umed or Rustam or Tohir or Naim just giving you some material and just shutting down. No, it's interactive classes. We talk to each other. We make sure that we cover all the questions that you have. And classes are minimum 2 hours. Why I say minimum? Because sometimes some people might have more questions. So if you understood the material, you should be good. You can leave after 2 hours because the main important part is going to be covered within 2 hours. If you have more questions, we stay until the end, until we answer all of your questions. We had situations sometimes the class was so interactive that in the group was like 3 people left in the session. We were online at 1 a.m. We don't leave until we make sure that you understood the information that we provided. Now, you might be having the question of how much all of this costs? What do you guys charge? So our payment is flexible. And we're proud of that. We tried multiple different types and we found out the best way is have a tuition fees that you pay throughout the course and success fee that you pay only after you get a job. Let's cover first the tuition fee. So the total cost of the tuition is $8,000. The payment duration is 6 months, which is the length of the course. So you pay monthly, so 1 month is over, and we count 1 month from the free week, right? So the free week 1 month from now, when the next classes start of the finance, then you pay the second part. And then when the third month starts, you pay the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So basically every month. We don't take payments ahead of time, like you don't ask us to give us $8,000 right away. We don't do that. And that's a reason why, because we want you also to start feeling how it goes throughout the course, right? Some people sometimes have family issues. They want to stop for a second and what, they come back. So what happens at that point? Let's say you paid for 3 months and now there's some issue that you need to stop. We don't charge you anything for the next months. What happens is then you have a chance to come back and you don't pay for those months that you already paid. The months that left over, if the prices changed, because we usually we change the prices months, year to year, right? Depending on the materials or expenses that we have. If the price went up, let's say it went to 10K, the rest of the months, then you pay the difference and continue to study. But if you paid everything, let's say you paid for the whole class, and now you decided not to go to market and you want to retake the class, absolutely free. You can retake with the next upcoming batch for free. No strings attached as well. Like you already paid, even if the prices change. If the price becomes 20K, you're still paying the same. I mean, you're not paying anything because you already paid. We accept different types of payments, guys, such as Zelle, Cash, Venmo, no fees charged, credit card, debit card, and PayPal. There's 4% fee, unfortunately. That's a vendor fee. It's not on our hand. And also we accept crypto. We calculate average of 3 months price of the crypto, of the choice that you have, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or USDT, and then we tell you how much you have to pay us. So payments are tailored to match your goals, guys, and financial comfort. So now we have the second part, which is the success fee. And that's where we have another beautiful change, I would say. Omed, if you would like to talk about this.
Yeah. If you're looking at the screen right now, obviously, right, we have different tiers, and we do that on purpose as well. But let's go through this, and then I'll give you guys a little more information in a second as well. Here's the thing. If you study with us and you get a job, when you get a job and your salary is less than 70,000, you pay $0 after, meaning there is no after payment. You only pay for tuition, you get your job, you started your job, that's it. No payment after. If you get a job and your salary is in the range of 70,000 to 85,000, your success fee payment is going to be 6,000 only, right? And the payment duration, we break it down into monthly payments, and you will pay it in 4 months, right? So within the 4 month, you would be paying 6,000. If your salary range is going to be within 85 to 125,000, your success fee is going to be 8,000, again broken into monthly payments, right? And you'll be paying that within the 5 months. And if you get a job and your salary is over 125,000, your success fee would be 10,000, and that would be paid within the span of 6 months.
This payment is only done when you get a job. That's why we have tuition fee that's mandatory to pay throughout the classes that you study, and success fee that you pay only after you get a job. And that payment and success fee depends on your salary that you get.
And the reason we do this type of success fee payment is to basically for you to also see that we are invested in you and we want to make sure you get a job. We'll be there along the way. We're going to help you along the way. And we want to make sure you get the highest paying job that you can get, because that basically our profit also depends on that as well, right? So that's our main purpose as well, on having this structure of a fee along the way as we go through as well.
Yep. And now, to kind of wrap up in a good note, let's talk about our Tojtech superstars. You're going to hear the stories from people who recently graduated from us, who found a job. You're going to hear their story. What did they do before getting a job, and what are they doing now? What kind of experience they had throughout this course. And if you go to YouTube and look at our previous orientations, you can see that every time we have new faces, and every time there are different stories, and everyone had their own pathway to learn and to go through this. With this in mind, I will give a microphone or stage to our mentor, Naim, who will be coordinating all our superstars. And go ahead, Naim, take a stage.
Thank you very much, Farouk. Good evening, everyone. My name is Naeem. I'm one of the mentors with Tojtech. Farouk, we were welcoming to here, and I was like thinking about when I joined. Can you guys imagine? It's been 5 years now. I'm with you guys teaching, and changing people's lives. And that was my mission. When I joined Tojtech, I said, when you guys said we want you to be the one of the mentors, I was like, I'm ready for it. I want to change people's lives as you guys changed mine. So happy to be here. And yes, Toid, welcome. And a couple of the points I wanted to make before this, it's going to be really short. You guys were talking about AI, and there was a question: Will it replace? Actually, there was a question in Q&A section. Will it replace? Will AI replace our jobs? Um, Not really, because I was reading the article, and I'm sure you guys read it as well, that one of the developers or QA, I'm not sure, missed that, but was working with database and asked AI to change the database, and instead of uh, AI changed it and then realized its own mistake and deleted the database, and the company was like messed up. They had to rebuild the database. They lost a lot of money. So yeah, the guys already pointed out and beautifully mentioned it that if the product is used by AI, then AI can build it. But if the product is used by users, by live human, then it's not gonna change it's not gonna take over. So, with that said, I would like to bring our first speaker. This is the person who studied hard, despite being a mother of two. Um, she was she was really consistent. She was asking us a lot of questions. She came to Tojtech family, and 3 or 4 months later, she was like, I got it. Guys, thank you very much. To be honest, I want to tell everybody's story myself and not let them talk, but it would be unfair because all of their stories are inspiring. So without further ado, Elena, I'm gonna make you a panelist here. Please accept it and let me know if you can hear us, and just maybe check your camera and video. There you go.
Hi. Hi. Thank you so
Uh,
much for having me.
and thank you very much for joining. Could you talk to us a little bit about your journey? How did you find Toshtec? How did you join Toshtec? And what was your journey basically? I could probably tell your story because I've heard a lot and then we talked a lot, but I don't want to take this opportunity for you to talk about this.
So my journey started last year, September 15, when I joined our orientation day. And I remember this day because my baby was 1 month old and I was holding him. And I was looking at him and said, I'm doing this for you. So next day started our classes, still with him in my arms. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was tough, but I know our session, our classes helped me to be very disciplined with myself, with my schedule, with my power, what I can do and how I can do it. So this was when I started finally to our classes was my second attempt because my friend Marina told me about this like a year before this. And I said, okay, I can do it. But I found out that I was pregnant. So, okay, I'll do it after. So my son was born, the new classes started, new session class started. So I said, no, now it's time to join Tojtech.
Great. Yeah, I think I remember Marina. I shouldn't say I think I remember Marina. One of the she was one of the hardest studying persons and our student as well. Great. And if you could tell us in like a couple words, um, what would you suggest? Any advice for the new joiners who are planning to take these classes?
I would say don't take these classes as like a school classes or university classes. Then at the end you'll have like a degree or a certificate. This is like a real life testing learning process. Like at the end, you have interviews and you cannot cheat there. So you have to be yourself during the classes, to interact with mentors, to challenge them. This is my great advice, that to challenge the mentor, because if you're challenging the mentor, it means that you understand the material and you can see the same question from different point of view, and this will help you in your job too, because when you have a task you have to, like, not to break the code, but you have to test it in different way. So this kind of to challenge the mentor will help you to build your own thinking process, how to do it in your future job. And you have to listen to the mentor. If they're telling you that you'll be fine if you sleep 4 hours, believe me, I'm the person who slept 4 hours, and it's enough. It's enough for this time period to allow yourself just 4 hours sleeping, and other time you just spend time with your family and learn, and never stop.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lena, to make you guys sleep less, because I was the one constantly pushing to change your schedulings and then your approach on studying and understanding everything. But great, see, you're on the other side of the QA world now. What would you think? What is your opinion about Tojtech before and after joining and after you getting a job?
Before I was very skeptical, like, what can I learn? Like, they are telling me that they're better than online courses. Like, well, but okay, I have my friend Marina. She's my like a proof for me, but like I was very skeptical. But after 1 week, I saw the difference. Like, I started to think differently. I started to be um, more careful how I spend the time. Like, I know that 8 p.m. classes starts, so I have to put baby to sleep until then, and then I have to focus on the class during the class. And this kind of like from small steps brought me where I'm today. Like, I have a job, I have a great job, I have a great company where I'm working for. So like I know Tojtech is someone who really changed their life. I'm constantly saying that you changed my life, you changed my family's life. Like, we are here now in different states. We relocate because of my job, and we are happy here.
Don't make me cry, please. Would it be fair to say that we changed your baby's schedule as well to put the baby to sleep like earlier
Yeah,
than
yeah.
yeah.
The pediatricians told us that we are doing a great job. You have a bedtime routine, so at 8 p.m. both kids are in the bed. So like we are doing a great job. I said, oh, thank God.
Amazing, amazing,
I'm at
amazing.
Tojtech.
Amazing. Yeah, that's Tojtech, changing family lives, right? We appreciate you joining. Thank you very much. And also, congratulations on taking the lead on the project. Yeah, we heard the news. We obviously congratulated you in the group, your own group, but again, congratulations. And we are sure that you're gonna make it great. You're gonna be great at your position, and you're gonna bring a lot of changes, and you're gonna basically have a bug-free application. Again, thank you very much for joining and good luck. We're always here.
Thank you so much, Naim. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Yeah.
All right. So this was Alina. We I'm not really good with this thing, but let me give me a second. The next person is going to be Akaki. Akaki is one of our students who got a job and came to Tojtech as a person who was very nervous, uh, very confused, I would say, because he would question everything. He would be asking us, "Wait, what's gonna happen if I do this? What's gonna happen if I do this?" Right? Not in terms of all the materials, but in terms of life as well. But he changed a lot. Oh boy, when I say he changed a lot, he changed a lot. Akaki, welcome. Thank you very much for
Well,
joining. Um, the stage is yours, my friend.
yeah, thank you, Naeem. It's good to see you again. Yeah, I started Touch Deck last year. It was the same in September or October. We started this Touch Deck, and I was very surprised actually how good experience I got right from the very first day because I knew where I was coming. Nothing really surprised me first because everybody was telling me, my friends, that you getting something very great place. Just follow the mentors. And I was like, okay, I knew that. So I was following this track, and over the time, I learned really, really important things, changed my behavior, and I know how you pressured me on that. And I was like, okay, okay, just listen to him. And I was like, I was a lot of pressure coming from you, but then, and I'm gonna tell you that on the failures, some of the failures I had, because I was not listening to you. And then every other after the failure, I was like, yes, he's right, he's right. So I was working on that. And then right after I got a success and I got offers, and I'm so happy that I went through so many tough things, great things, learned many good technical things here. And I'm here right now. I got my remote job, and I'm so happy that I'm working from home. Really good company, and yeah, that was my journey actually, and I'm happy about it.
That's amazing. I remember. You probably hated me the most because I was always pressuring.
No, no.
I was like, Akaki, you need to work on this. You need to work on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But we saw a big amount of change in you, Akaki. I remember you joining and the way you were nervous on everything, basically on every topic we would talk, you were nervous. You your English is good, but you weren't able to construct your thoughts. So you would even sometimes confuse yourself. You drastically changed. Man, you drastically changed. And I mean, in a good way changed, right? Everything was like we saw Akaki before and after. And after is like a very different person than before.
Yeah, and I would never imagined in my life that I am the only QA right now in a big team. Not big team, but it's a quite big team. I would say some like 10 people right now, and I'm the only QA there, running two different automation framework, external system with and the internal system as well, and doing plus manual testing, and I'm like leading there. And it's like I sometimes I'm surprised how I managed that, but I managed because I was listening the mentors. I was rewatching everything that you taught me, rereading everything, my notes and
Uh,
everything. So this this is the end when you through taught tech, I would say, and that's what you guys taught me, and I'm
Akaki,
really, really grateful.
one question to you, Akaki. It's
Yeah,
Farooq, by the way. Uh,
yeah, hi, Farooq.
you said that you're running two different frameworks,
Yeah, yeah.
external system. I guess somebody might have a question of did you have any computer science degree before this? Like, would you be able to talk about this kind of big words right now that you're
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. I mean, I'm surprised as well. Sometimes, like I knew nothing. Even when I joined the Touch Deck, I didn't even know what Python was. I seriously, like, I didn't know what was the Python, what was the difference between Python and the Selenium, and what is like completely zero knowledge. But I knew one thing that maybe it's my personality. I hate that I don't know something and I fail. I don't like that. So I do everything to learn and figure out how to do it. And that knowledge that I went through with you came from you, and I collected the information, uh, going through the notes and rewatching all the materials over and over and over and over again. And now this is what happened to me. And sometimes when the day starts, I'm like, damn, like, am I really doing this? Like sometimes it's hard to believe, but it's the truth. And it's
Yeah,
came from you. Like I actually graduated for the people's to know that I graduated film school. I come completely from the different world. Like I graduated film school in Georgia, and now I'm working in IT and doing what I do. So it's kind
yeah,
of
it's two different worlds, and it's a lot of pressure.
yep, yep,
Yeah, a lot of pressure on your part as well, like maintaining the two different frameworks. But hey, you're a Touch Tech student, you can do anything, right? So yeah, don't get discouraged. As long as you understand you work towards that, we're here too. Anytime you have a question, we're here too. Two things before I let you go, Akaki. First, what is your opinion on Touch Tech before joining and after you get in the job? And then the second is, what advice would you have for new joiners?
I would say um, when I joined, I knew that Touch Tech was great, and you guys proved that. Nothing has been changed. I knew that I was coming in a great place because my friends, all of my friends, 100% who studied here got the job. So I knew that I was coming in a great place. And I finished and graduated Tojtech, and I knew that I graduated great place. And so that's what first question. And the second thing, the advice is be focused and study as hard as possibly you can study, like hardest way you can imagine. And if you go through the hell, you will get a job because nothing comes easy like in this life. So prepare for the studying. That would be my suggestion.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I actually know all your friends, and before you,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, right after you joined, you said this person referred me. All of them is a big group. All of them
Yeah.
have jobs. All of them studied with TouchTech. It's a group of 10 or 15 people, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And all of
It's a
them has a remote job though.
Yeah.
It's
Akaki is
I
like
don't know how it happens. Yeah.
Akaki is our student from Georgian community, and we have a big Georgian community students and as well as alumni that finished with us and got a job. Akaki, happy to see you, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's make it not so rare. Please reach us out. Please stay in touch. Okay, and good luck with your two automation frameworks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you joining.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
see
you.
you later.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, cool. Thank you very much. This was Akaki's story. The next story is very interesting. Um, it's not one, but two people. It's a husband and wife. In the past, we had husband and wives finishing our school and then getting jobs. And the very recent one is Yulia and Ong. Yulia and Ong, I am inviting you guys. And man, they went through a lot as well. They're parents of a beautiful girl. There you go. Hey guys,
Hi,
and
Patrick.
yeah, they've been not hardly studying hard, not hardly studying hard, putting a lot of effort, putting a lot of time, especially being a parent. I know it's hard, but man, I want to talk about your story, but I don't want to take it away from you guys. So the stage is yours.
Hi, it's so nice to see everyone. First of all, thank you for having us. It was so nice to see Alina and Akaki as well. It felt like a reunion since we studied in the same batch. Um, what do I start with? I'm gonna start with how I joined Tojtech. First of all, it was a very like sudden decision. My friend one day came to the place where I was working, and she told me she joined this boot camp. It sounded interesting. Of course, I had my doubts, my questions. So I'm gonna try to also answer the same questions that I had when I joined. So of course I was thinking, is this worth it? Is it real? Am I really gonna get a job? And the way I would put it is, does the bootcamp give you the knowledge and the tools you need to get a job? It does, absolutely. But it's very important moment here. It's not gonna happen without some real effort on your side. You're gonna have to study really hard. You're gonna have to be prepared to make some sacrifices, skip some dinners with friends, stay home and study. You're gonna have to really take your time and like put all your energy into this for the time that you're in this boot camp. Otherwise, it will be very hard for you if you don't do it. And one very like important thing I feel like when you join this boot camp, it's your mindset. Like if you join thinking like, maybe I will do it, maybe I'll get a job later, maybe not. Yeah, like probably most likely you're not gonna get a job when it comes to going into the market. Like what you put into it, it's what you get. So like if you are like, oh, today I'm not gonna study, today I have a birthday party or something like that. So like at the end of the course, that's the same results you're gonna get. So basically try your best and stay focused, stay motivated. Remind yourself every day why you joined this boot camp, like have a purpose. And I don't know, I feel like for me it was hard. It was not easy. Like I wish I can say, it was super easy, but it wasn't. I had a full-time job. I'm a mom, so my daughter has activities. So every day I would go to work, and in the evening I would come home. So I would have to join the courses. Sometimes we would stay until 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Like we were really sometimes the classes would last until 12. And the next day I wake up at 6, go to work, and I would put my headphones on and listen every single day the class that we had the night before. And then that was my life for like all of the whole time of the boot camp. I think I probably didn't do it only for the first 2 weeks, and then I realized that okay, it's not enough just joining the classes. You have to do more, or the information that you're gonna get, it's gonna grow. Basically, the amount of information, it's gonna be like a lot. So if you don't go back and rewatch, release, and take notes, find a method that works for you to study. It will be really hard for you, and I learned that pretty quick. So I feel like these are some of the most important things you need to think about when joining this boot camp. You need to be prepared to really put some real efforts, because otherwise it's just not going to happen. It's not that easy. But if you work hard and study, you'll definitely succeed. You'll get a job. I think there was always people who didn't get jobs even at the time of COVID. I'm pretty sure. You never know what's going on behind the screen. You don't know how much effort those people put. So you don't have to compare yourself with anybody. You can do it if you set your mind to it, if you're studying really hard. And one thing I would recommend is start asking questions during the boot camp, because that will be a big part of your job. I do every day now. So I know sometimes it might feel like you don't know what to ask, but try your best. Ask questions and speak. Don't be afraid to speak. Like everything you're learning here, you're going to use in your real job. And listen to the mentors.
Amazing. Uh, before, even before me asking the question, Yulia already answered all the questions. On, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Oh, I'm not such a great speaker as my wife, but so my story started with her. She learned that about Tojtech, and she came home one day and I'm gonna take this boot camp. This is what I want to do. So I was like, okay, I'll let you do that. And I want to take the class at the same time too, but we have a business and we have a daughter to take care of, so I let her do it first. So while she was taking the course, I was paying attention and listening to these courses. So what I learned was at the beginning, I was skeptical. And then I realized that these mentors, they're not like limit to 2 hours. They will answer the questions as long as you answer the questions, as long as you have questions. So I see the enthusiasm from them. So before she even finished her course, there's a new batch open. So I was like, maybe I'll wait until she finished. And then I changed my mind. Okay, I'll hop on the train before it's too late. I don't want to be regretted. So I believe I made the right decision, and I joined the in my mind it's only one focus. My wife could do it, why wouldn't I? And her friends could do it, why wouldn't I? So I stay focused and stick to the plan, and I trust the process. And the path to success when it was not easy. You had the moment that ups and down. You have some sometimes you feel lost. I would guarantee that at the end, at the beginning and at the end, you will feel lost because you step into the uncharted and unknown learn. You don't know what you are stepping into, so you are wondering like, what am I doing? And then during the class, you are learning these QA methodology and all the tech automation. You will be busy studying, and after the class, you will realize that you will feel lost too. What am I gonna do now? Am I gonna get a job? But my advice is stick stick to the plan, trust the process, and you will achieve the success.
That's a big saying. We always say trust the process, right? And it's true. And you definitely jumped on a train on like the very good time, right?
Yes.
The earlier you did, the earlier you got a job. Otherwise, you would have been joining this orientation, right? So that's yeah, it's a big change. I'm very happy for you guys. It's amazing that, and you guys are. I don't know what Farouk might be able to say. Like we have families that actually husband and wife got jobs and they're still working. They're still working. Some of them are working within the same company. Some of them are different companies. But it's amazing. It's amazing. The question for you guys is, um, what do you think after getting a job? What's your opinion on Tojtech?
I would say that every single thing that I learned here, I use every day from the first day I started working until today. It's not just something that I used, for example, in the interview or in the beginning of my job. I use it every single day. And I'll give you an example. Like, for example, even recently in my company, there was they were asking if somebody wants to volunteer to demo something. So you have to speak publicly. Basically, who doesn't know what's a demo? It's like when you present a product to a lot of people, basically. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll demo. I was not afraid. And I was thinking to myself, like, if I didn't join this bootcamp, I don't think I would have taken that. I would have volunteered so easily to do this thing. But I remember we talked about this during the bootcamp. Mentors were always saying, like, they would encourage you to speak, to not be afraid to speak, to don't stay quiet and invisible at your job. And I feel like there's a lot of these little things that are going to stay with you after the boot camp, and you can use it in even if you don't work as a QA, like everything you learn here, you can apply to any other job. And I think it's totally worth it. But like I said, you have to do your part. You have to put your effort.
Yeah, true, true. That's very well said. You have to do your job, right? You have to do your part. Um, Before I let you guys go, one last question. And I'm sure a lot of people who are joining today have this question. Level of support after you got a job. And are we still there or we're not?
Yeah, especially I feel like my job was pretty demanding from the day one, and I feel like during the first couple of weeks I was super stressed, and I was reaching out in the chat, and yeah, it's the mentors are there. If you do have questions, even after you get a job, you're not alone. Like you can reach out, and they would answer your questions. They would support you. So yeah, that was my experience.
What about you, Ong?
Yeah, before and after, before during that class, I mean during the course, uh, I was not sure because I don't know how it feels like after you get in the job. So I was not sure. But after I got the job, I got hired as a senior. So in my job, I have a coworker who's been in the job for 5, 6 years. I am higher level than them, and I feel like I have more knowledge than them. So now I am kind of like training my coworkers QA, explaining automation and QA process. So thanks to Tojtech, I mean, for teaching me everything that I need to success in my job. And thanks to all
Oh,
their mentors.
one more thing to add here, like Akaki mentioned, like the amount of work like I'm doing now, like I cannot believe it sometimes, everything I'm doing, and I'm actually doing it very good. I always get like recognition, and people are like saying I'm doing an excellent job, and I'm like, I think even somebody with a lot more experience than me, I sometimes I think they wouldn't survive in some of these like high-paced and fast-paced demanding jobs. And because of like Tojtech prepares you for any kind of job.
Yes, totally agree.
Amazing, amazing. I promised you guys that I would let you go after a question. The quick one. Do you guys have any IT degree or computer science degree or like did you do any tech job before?
I didn't have any background in tech at all, so nope,
What about
I
degree?
nope,
no,
no
No.
degree.
Okay.
we didn't have any degrees. I mean, I flee from my country, so I didn't even uh, have my high school diploma to bring with me. So don't worry about it, and you will be fine.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Amazing. Thank you very much, guys. Exactly.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Good to be
It
back.
was great to see you guys. Don't be strangers. Connect with us. Stay in touch. Your groups are still there, right? And like we promised, we're gonna be uh, until Tojtech is there. We're gonna be even after Tojtech is not there. God forbid. We're still gonna be with you guys. So please reach us. Stay in touch and talk to us. Okay. Um,
Thank you.
See you guys. All right. So, last but not least, we have a person. Man, I feel like I'm giving a lot of information towards like stories that I'm taking their stories as and telling the stories instead of them telling the stories. So I shouldn't be doing that. Philip, my friend, good to see you. As always, looking sharp, looking amazing. Thank you for joining. Talk to me, my friend. Tell me about your journey. How did you join Touch Tech? How was it?
I missed you.
Likewise, likewise.
I miss you so bad, guys. So everything about a touch deck, probably a lot of great things are already being said. I just don't want to repeat because we have people here. And what's most important, what I wanted to point at this stage, so for all of the people who are sitting in this session right now, I just want to tell that you made the right choice. If you're here, you're in good hands. Just, calm down yourself and just relax and start grinding, start working, and you'll get the results. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted to tell. Yeah.
exactly. Philip, I remember you coming in and asking us a lot of questions and being very um, non-confident. Like you weren't confident at all. You would be asking, how would I do this? How would I do that? And how am I supposed to do this if I don't know, right? And we gave you the information, we gave you the knowledge. Also, we brought confidence into you. And how was that transition? How was that change for you?
Um, it just strictly according to what you said, what you instructed, everything happened. And I always was the skeptical person who overthinked a lot. And I was just making my path, my journey more complicated by, just being myself. But, one more advice to people here. Just again, listen, make notes, and just follow strictly the rules. That's it. Don't do anything and just relax. You got this. And everything's fine now. Well, I'm home and it's almost November. It's raining outside. I remember myself like a year ago. I was like, I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go to my work. And then I just called my friend David, who who just finished your school, and he was like, "Yo, of course, just do it, just do it." And I was like, "Okay." 1 week later, I'm here, and it was one of the best times, like, you know, since my university. That was a great journey, and I'm really happy for the people, for the new students, and I'm just jealous. It's a great time to be here. Yeah,
You're jealous you can't go through it again?
yeah,
But
yeah.
my friend, you're always welcome to join. Always. We never say don't join. Yeah, please join. Please refresh your memory if you have to. If you forgot something, hopefully that's not the case, but please join. Even if you join to say hi, that's always welcomed, right? We never stop people from joining. And big shout out to David. He changed a lot of people's lives too. Um, his friends came. He studied with us, got the jobs, and you are one of them. He changed your life as well. Not only Tojtech, but your friends. So our friends are a big part of our families, and I'm sure a lot of people who are joining listen to their friends. Philip, question to you about Tojtech. What is your opinion, and what would you say about Tojtech after you got a job?
Well, probably in my opinion, without Tojtech, I could have landed a job. This is what I realized because again, my personality, my overthinking, I needed mentors who just helping me not just on the job, not just, go over the interview because since you passed the interview, there is still a lot of processes. There's onboarding processes, and this is where the touch tech helps. This is the crucial part, I believe. And Tojtech helped me a lot, especially during this part. Guided me, just, pointed, please calm yourself, save it, watch this, don't do unnecessary steps. It's just professionally. And what I like, and whatever just happening, I like professionals, and professionalism here is, priority.
That's true. Professionalism is priority. Well, I wouldn't say it's only touch tech. Although we do a lot of stuff, we change, we give instructions, but it comes from people as well. Other side of the screen, right? We give you instructions, but as long as you follow the instructions, you are going to be fine. But if giving the instructions and you're not following, then there's going to be something, some hurdle or some showstopper. So
Yeah.
yeah, amazing. Did you have any degrees or did you do any tech jobs before?
Not related to computer science. I was completely zero with the programming and everything related. I'm a petroleum engineer. I know how, the sedimentary processes, happening, how the oil getting developed,
Uh,
but not about computer science. So yeah, but right now I'm a senior QA analyst.
Maybe I should reach out to you to open a business within like oil stuff.
Someday, someday.
Yeah, yeah. But it's great. It's great to see you, Philip. As always, you're always smiling. Even though whenever it's hard, you're always smiling. You're always throwing jokes and making people happy. It's good to have you, and don't be a stranger. Thank you very much for joining. I'll see you around, I guess. All right. Well, back to you guys. That was everybody. And yes, we do have some questions. So whenever the questions uh, should be asked, let me know.
Of course. Thank you very much, Naeem. I appreciate you being here today and running the Superstars part of our show. And thank you for all of our alumni. I was super happy to see you again, guys. As always, you're always welcome. Come to our groups. Oh, thank you.
Looks are
Even the
fun.
books are surprised to see you. But there are multiple things that our superstars touch that I would like to reiterate about. Study hard. So one of the biggest advice that everybody gave was you need to study hard. And I agree with them, which is just sitting 2 hours in the class wouldn't be enough, right? Again, we said we're trying to give you 6 hours or 6 years of material. So you need to put some time to study yourself too. It's a two-way street. We give you all the information, we give you all the support, but we cannot make you to study. We cannot come to your house and be on top of it, being like, did you study? Did you study? Did you study? We can do it during the classes. We can do it on Telegram groups by reaching out to you, asking what's going on and what's not. But something to remember, we don't just teach QA here. If you listen through all the superstars, they all went through transformation, personal life transformation. Even if they wouldn't get a QA job right or go somewhere else, the skill sets they acquire would be really valuable. So if you take the classes and if you have some issues, some problems that makes you stop studying or stopping you to study well, we are here to help you. More heads to give some advice are better than you are alone in your own world. We have this connection with our students on a different level. And the reason why, because we do not overcrowd our groups. We try to make sure that we can build a personal connection to each one of our students that come and study with us. That's why a lot of them trust us with the information they have. And that's how we know about their personal life events, right? Like that's how we know how many kids they have, what they did and what they're doing and etc. Because that's kind of friendship we build here. And we call it Tojtech family. All of these guys are friends with each other after studying with each other and going through the hardship together. And all of this transformation happens throughout this course. So one thing that we always ask people who join the classes are, please trust the process. Do not improvise because we know how it works. We build this program in a way that can help you to succeed, but only if you do not any tweaks. The moment you start improvising, doing tweaks without discussing it with us, that's where the problems can happen, where you can fall behind and some information that you're getting are not valuable. So if you're joining the course, please trust the process. Leave your ego behind. Be with us, trust us, and we're going to take you to the finish line. With that in mind, if you have any questions, please drop them in Q&A right now. We're going to give you 5 more minutes. If there are no questions, then we're going to wrap up. But during this wait time while we're having, I would like to reiterate that tomorrow is the free class, 8 o'clock in the evening. We're going to open the Telegram group tonight. We're going to drop the link in our main Bootcamp channel. Join the free group, and let's get there together. Is there anything you want to add?
No, just again, I wanted to make sure I say thank you to all the Tojtech Superstar alumni that have joined and shared their stories. It's very inspiring. Obviously, we have been with you guys throughout your process, and now seeing you with a great job, right? Whether you're working remotely or whether you're working from office, it's super exciting, right? I mean, the biggest satisfaction that we get from this whole entire process is usually seeing you guys succeed and you guys be happy. Because throughout the process, you guys sometimes hate us, sometimes you don't like us, sometimes you're like, oh no, this is too much. But then towards the end, right? Every single person, when you get a job, you like it just changes completely. And we know this. That's why we never take anything seriously. Meaning like we don't sometimes say something or do something where like it's okay. When you get a job, you will be a completely different person. Like you'll understand. And the reason we do this is because we've been doing this for many years. We know exactly what works in the market. We know the questions. And one thing that I will tell you guys, if you have a friend that's gotten a job and that's how you got referred, what we really suggest you go kind of like interview them, right? Go talk to them, go ask them questions. One question that I want you all to go ask your friends is when you went to the actual interview, when you got your job, right? Ask them like a percentage, for example, like up to what percentage did the questions that you were asked on the interview to get a job was covered within the classes. And I can almost guarantee you it's going to be over 90%, right? Or maybe even higher. There have been situations where it's been literally almost every single question that was asked during the interview, we covered it in class. That is why it is important for you guys to really study what we tell you. And here's another thing. Every single mentor that you see throughout the classes, they all work as a QA. There are a lot of boot camps that have somebody worked as a QA in the past, or that have been there many, many times, or like they work as a developer or a product person, whatever else it may be, and they're trying to teach this. Whereas every single person that's involved in teaching you and helping you along the way, every single person is within the QA and have been a QA for many, many years now. And we know what's in the market. We tell you the real life things, how everything works, and what you're supposed to say and how you're supposed to say during interviews as well.
All right. There are a question that we receive right now. So it says, do we supposed to pay before we start the classes at end of the month? All right. So first free week, you don't pay anything. After free week, once the actual month starts, you pay for the first month. Then once the first month is over, before the second starts, you're gonna pay for the second month of the class. How many % got laid off or fired by companies because of quiz qualification or bootcamps, except students who doesn't have college certificate related to QA test? Yeah, from our students, throughout the 8 years, only 2 people got fired. Only 2 people out of 300 plus. That's our percentage if you're looking at that percentage. We are ourselves ahead of QA with the Med, and we do our hiring. I don't like when people have certificates on their resume. There's a ISTQB course or whatever. I don't like it. I want the real experience from people. That's what matters for me, because I know certificate means nothing. I've sat through the courses multiple times myself, and I got certificate in Udemy. I don't remember anything. That's why I don't trust certificates. How many students are there going to be attending the bootcamp? Well, we don't know yet. The free week, you might see a lot of people joining, but in reality, when the paid courses start, you will see a lot of people cutting off because we will tell them not to take it. But our goal is to minimize it to 20 people. That's our goal, and less. 20 or less, that's what number we want to cap it on. That's it. Yes, Nate.
Yeah, thank you. There's a question about well, you guys touched a little bit, but someone posted that they heard we do internal interviews. What is the purpose, and do we know the questions of the market? So
okay,
yeah, I can answer this one, right? I was touching on this topic just a little bit right now. The internal interviews, those are called like intensive interviews.
Hell
weeks. All right. And again, you can go and ask your friends who went through this. Our internal interviews are actually a lot harder than the real life interviews. And we do that on purpose because we want to get you ready to the best possible, like a level that you can, right? And then when you go to market and you're interviewing, all those questions are easy. And the interviews that we do is actually multiple rounds. We mimic exactly what happens in the real life also. We first do like a mini HR interview, we call. If you pass that, then you get to like more advanced interview, and then you get into the technical interview, right? So we prepare you for all of that. And as I was mentioning earlier, if you just really study hard and pay attention throughout the classes, and when we focus during interviews, all the questions that we ask you are pretty much going to be what you will be asked when you're in the market. And I'm not joking. You guys can go ask your friends. over 90% of the interview questions that you get asked in the real world, we have covered it internally one way or another. And you guys will see this yourself also.
One thing to touch also, once you pass the only time that you're going to go to market that will allow you to apply for jobs, it's if you pass our internal interviews. You're going to stop paying by that time, right? Because the 6 months are over. But we do not just want you to go to market because we don't want you just to fail there. That's why you have to pass our internal interviews first before being qualified to go to the market. Once you're in the market, what we do different than other places is that you're going to have your personal group where it's only you and mentors, where we track your progress on what's happening in the market with you. When you go to interviews, we're going to review the questions that were given to you. We're going to give you the best answer that you should have said instead of what you said, which means your education doesn't stop when the 6 month over and when you're in the market and we let you fly by yourself and be like, okay, when you get a job, come back to us. No, we're going to be helping you until you land the job. And of course, after too, but the main goal is to get the job. And that's improvement that you're going to be having every time when you go to interview. If you fail one interview, it's fine. You know the questions now. Now you know the better answer to give because we are giving you those answers. So next interview, you have much better prepared answer because questions, as Umed said, are repetitive. They might be asked in different way, but the question is the same. And that's the goal, to make you get ready for those things. So there are people who failed multiple rounds of our interviews before going to market. And then when they went to market, they'll be like, oh, the real interviews are much easier than what you guys been doing, because that's the building of confidence. So sometimes some techniques throughout the course might not make sense because you're not in this industry, but we know what kind of personalities are valued in the job when you're working with somebody, because as a QA engineer, you'll be working with developers, project managers, business analysts, product owners, project managers. So you need to know how to have approach to each one of them. And each one of them have a different Lala world in their head. You cannot use the same approach to all one of them. So that's through many advices and the way we're going to be talking to you, or the way we're going to be pushing you, all those skill sets are going to be acquired. But it won't make sense until you go to interview and you go to the job. And also all the stuff that we build, it's like a Lego blocks from day one to the end. Sometimes something doesn't make sense now, but second month, when the next class starts, the first month information, some of them going to start making sense more. Third month, even more. Fourth month, even more.
Yeah.
So it's like a Lego blocks.
It's also similar to, if you've ever done like a big puzzle, right? All the different pieces are everywhere, but you still don't have the full picture. And then as you go along throughout the process and you start kind of like learning and getting more information, that picture starts becoming clearer and clearer, meaning like more puzzle pieces come into their own places. And then you start seeing a full picture. And that's how it's designed. And that's on purpose too, because the reason we do this is everything is sequential, and you need one piece of information for you to be able to understand something harder down the line, right? And then that's how it goes.
We have two more questions here.
Yeah.
The first question is, do you offer other courses to boost senior QA test job, or somebody who got a job as a senior? What type of job or positions after completed higher courses? I can answer it.
Sure.
So when you land the first job as a QA, right, we do not offer the next course like, oh, you want to be a QA manager? Come and study again. But we are here to help you to navigate that world. Like, that's what you get. You basically can come to us and be like, hey, look, what should I do next, right? Or how should I act? And what should I ask the raise? Or we're always going to be there to give you those advices. But like separate course after that, we do not offer, because the job is to get you into the world, and then you will be able to navigate, trust me, through that. if it is, for example, okay, wait, what was the second part of that question?
What type of job positions
Oh,
if they're completing higher course?
So the way, let's talk about the QA growth first, right? Let's say you start as a QA engineer. Different companies have different tiers of how you can grow. So it could be that you'll join as a QA engineer level 1, but senior, but they might have like 3 levels on the seniority, which is QA engineer level 1, 2, and 3. And then you can become a QA lead. And QA lead is also like level 1, 2, and 3. And then you become QA manager. 1, 2, and 3, head of QA. That's your top. You stay over there. Or you can go now to development path. Some companies, they have much easier tiers, like you are QA engineer, you can be junior, mid-level, senior, QA lead, QA manager, head of QA, maybe director of QA, like different roles. But that pathway, you will feel organically when you first get the first job, because you will not reach those positions unless you're in the first starting step. And after that, if you would like to go to the next positions, you can reach to us and we can talk about your next career move and what you need to do.
Yeah, and one more thing that I'll add on this is we've had a lot of students that started off as a QA, and then their passion was more on the business side, right? So they went on to become business analysts or product owners, project managers. There were some folks that were technical or they wanted to become a developer. They moved on to becoming a developer within the companies. The cool thing is, once you join a company, there's something called internal mobility. So let's say a different team, like an engineering team, is hiring, right? They will typically open the role internally and you can apply. And it's super easy to get that job, especially if you know that manager of the team, right? You have some sort of relationship, your manager can support you. I've had a lot of people that worked for me, right, that reported to me that have kind of like moved on to different roles within the same company or a different company as well. So it really depends. We really do have a lot of people that kind of like swap their careers from QA within their own company to like different roles, business side, developer, database engineers. So yeah.
Also, as a head of care right now, I have people who work under me. Some of them want to become a developer, and as a head of the department, it's my job also to help them to move to that role. So if you join the company, your manager will be supporting you to move to the role that you like more and grow within the role. So another question, how are we tested on the information that you guys give and you will be teaching us? Are we going to be tested, for example, exams, quiz, and how often? Great question. Yes, there are going to be quizzes along the way, right? On the theoretical part, mostly it's going to be question answers, like such as at the beginning of the class, we run you through the questions from the previous classes, and there's going to be a lot of group work. So the main benefit is to have a group, and that's what the Saturday classes are going to be for, to make sure that you organize the groups also. And the majority of the homework is going to be group homeworks that you need to work together, because when you go to the real companies, you're not going to be working alone. You're going to be working with the groups, and you need to know how to work in a group. Teamwork, correct, teamwork. So that's what also going to be the focus on. The first 2 months, they're going to be quizzes, maybe twice during that month. But when the technical months starting from month 3, you're going to have a lot of technical homeworks, because programming or anything technical, you cannot just learn it theoretically. You need to type, you need to work on the projects. And we have those projects ready for you. We have e-commerce projects. Also, you're going to be experiencing how to do manual testing on a financial platform and also do automation on our e-commerce platforms. So we have all of those ready for you. So yes, you will be having homeworks, you're going to be having group works, and you're going to have quizzes.
You're going to have your own groups with your own students. And that's where a lot of students become best friends. And you guys will be working with your own group, kind of like working on a project together, coming up with answers or test plans, test scenarios. And these are some of the things you guys will learn and how to do that. And also throughout the class, also, you guys will see this. We break you guys into different teams, give you guys different questions to go and come up with the best answer that you can as a team, and then come back and then present the answer. So it kind of like mimics the real world and your company and your teamwork as well. So we kind of like have all of that integrated.
Correct. And that's like our pride, is that we simulate the real world. And that's why the students that you heard right now, the superstars, that's why they're saying when they go to real work, it's not that strange for them, because we put you in that simulation from the beginning, not just by homeworks, but by by acting like we're at job. Sometimes we can write you in the middle of the night and say, hey, here's the next quiz, which can mimic the world where there's urgent situation coming out of work and you have to jump in and do it. It's like a boot camp, like in army. They prepare for the real world, and that's what we do. Another question is, after we got hired by a company, do they offer full benefits like big corporations? Now, if you're a full-time employee, if you get hired as a full-time, depending on the company, but majority of them, they offer benefits such as health, 401k, vacations, paid vacations, sick days, and etc. Some companies, they don't have vacations like capped for 14. They have unlimited vacations. So you can take as much as you want, as long as you are with the company. Some companies, they give you sign-up bonuses. Some companies give you options or stocks, depending on where you join. Also, there are a category of people who work as contractors. Contractors are a little bit different world. They get paid more, but they're independent contractors that they have to cover their own insurance and other things. So by some of the state laws, they pay you for your holidays, but vacations you accrue through the consulting company. So there are different types depending on what kind of a job you land. But to stay competitive with other companies, they have to offer benefits, because imagine you interviewing for my company, which let's say company A, and it doesn't offer any benefits, and you interview with the Umed's company, who's company B right now, and they offer benefit, same salary, but he has more benefits. Who are you gonna choose? Of course, him. And then my company lost the talent. So that's why it depends, first of all, on company, but majority of them offer the benefits.
Yeah, and one more thing to add on this. There are some companies, like basic benefits are always there, like your health, right? Your PTO, meaning you take a vacation, you still getting paid, right? But there are some other really cool perks. For example, some companies pay for your childcare as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like they basically pay up to like 75% of your childcare, for example, per month, right? Let's say your childcare is 1,000, they pay you $750. That's what one of my
Maternity leave.
yeah, that was one of my companies. They used to do that. And also another cool one. Let's say you have a baby, whether you're a dad or mom, doesn't matter. Moms typically get longer, but a lot of companies have maternity and paternity
I had
leaves,
4 months.
4 months.
I was out of the job for 4 months, and they secure your position after you for 4 months. But it was
Exactly.
big corporation.
No, small corporations,
Then
like
oh,
you get paid for all those months that you're basically home with your child, right?
it was pre-COVID too. So
Yeah, that's how it. I mean, look, the benefits are that it can vary. Let's say we have somebody that works at Apple,
oh yeah,
right? They get benefits on. We also by default get
because we reach him out and
discount.
say like, hey, can you get us some iPhones? And we get it with a steep discount within others.
Exactly, right? So, and they have amazing benefits as well. Like all the different companies have different, but at a minimum, you're going to have your health benefits, your vacations are paid, maternity, paternity leaves are there, and your holidays are free, right? And
One thing
I think
is, when you receive an offer, we are there first also to help you to review it. If we see the offer is not great, we'll tell you, please, you can find better. Unless,
we'll help you negotiate it.
and also, yeah, that
Yeah.
will help you negotiate as well. So there's no one shoe that fits all. Every company is different, but a lot of them offer basic minimum that they have to offer. But some companies who wants to attract much bigger talents, they of course gonna offer more. And some startups, because they don't have that much money to offer you more, they offer you percentage of their startup, because if startup goes big, guess what? You're a millionaire, right? So it depends on which job you land and where you landed. And Naeem, you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to cut you off, but I'm working
Okay.
remote, obviously, and my internet is being paid, my phone is being paid. So that's a perk.
Yeah, and I get $500 stipend per year to buy anything I want for my
Yeah.
workplace. And some companies even do the retreats outside of the countries. So it also depends. Like it could be that you get into a company that has all these perks, or the company that has a minimum perk, and then it's gonna be based on your choice if you would like to join that company or not. But we are gonna be there to help you and see if we can negotiate anything. So if you guys don't have any more questions, thank you very much for joining today's orientation. This recording will be posted again in our Telegram channel that you're going to have access to. Please look up for, tonight it's going to be posted, but you can see it tomorrow morning. The link to the free group week. The first class is starting tomorrow, 8 o'clock, free. Join it, experience it, and we can discuss more questions if you have more tomorrow. Once the materials are covered, then we're gonna stay over if you want, and we can answer more of your questions, because I bet you're gonna have them. And the classes are gonna be 2 hours minimum, and then it depends on how many questions you have. We can stay over, or we can cut after 2 hours, depends. But first class usually 2 hours because there's not so many information to cover, and you guys don't have any questions about the material. But anyone who has questions about something else, they can stay over after, and I'll be with them and answering all the questions. But minimum 2 hours.
Yeah. Hope to see many of you tomorrow during the class and join, experience it. We're more than happy to share our knowledge with you and take you through the journey. Thank you very much for joining
Thank you.
today, everybody.
Have a great rest of the evening.